So, I'm Ren.
I'm Casey.
And we're the Film Freaks. At least that's what we're going by right now until some other internet property tells us, oh no, we can't use Film Freaks because, you know, such and such, that doesn't have anything.
We can always just change the F's to PH. PHILM, PHREAK.
Yeah, just like that chick's got fat ass, PHAT, pretty hot and tempting.
Yeah, pretty hot film, pretty hot freak, so.
Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah. The only good human is a dead human. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Planet of the Apes franchise. And
starting from the original Planet of the Apes, going through Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah. So lots of spoilers. We're gonna go in chronological order.
We're gonna spoil all that shit. So if you haven't seen,
this is more of a discussion for people who have seen the whole thing, rather than
I really
is it good or is it not?
Yeah, I really get
loved all of them.
Yeah.
I loved all of them, except the Burton one I haven't seen, but I loved all of them. So.
The Burton.
That's all I gotta say, like right up front, without spoiling. It's just they're awesome.
Yeah. So go watch those fucking films before you listen to us talk about it, because we're gonna spoil the shit out of them. And if you consider yourself a film nerd, you should go out and actually watch movies instead of like watch videos like Nostalgia Critic and all that stuff saying, oh, I saw the movie because, you know, I watched a 20-minute thing.
Nostalgia Critic's a little bit different because he mostly reviews shitty movies. I think it's a little bit different if you're watching someone make fun of a shitty movie than if you watch someone review a great movie and just take that instead of... I'm okay with you watching a review of a shitty movie instead of sitting down and watching half an hour of something you know is bad.
Right.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
So, we're going to get into it. First, we're going to talk about Planet of the Apes. Yeah. Let's go in. I know that Rod Serling was the one who wrote it, the creator of the Twilight Zone and everything.
Yeah.
And
that's basically what it feels like for the first movie. That's the entire feeling of it. It's just an hour and a half Twilight episode movie, which is awesome.
Twilight Zone. There's no sparkling vampires in Planet of the Apes.
Did I say Twilight and not Twilight? I said Twilight Zone.
No, you said Twilight.
No, I said Twilight. I probably said Zone a little quieter.
No, you said Twilight. Listeners, all you gotta do is go back. This film was originally released in 1969. 68, 69.
Okay, almost 70s.
Yeah.
Almost 70s.
Yeah, we probably should have gone on IMDb. I know in the comment section there's probably going to be like, yeah. Anyways, there always is. Anyways, it's a really compelling movie. It's darker than most movies. You know, it has like this cynical edge. Like Charlton Heston leaves the earth because
I said it was really dark without being like blood and gore. Like I'm a gore hound. I love gore and violence and all that, but it was nice to see something that was just like not because there's a lot of killing or a lot of sex in it, but just because like it was just like devastating on a more emotional level.
Yeah.
I like that. It was very just like humanity's just gonna fuck itself over, and that's all there is to it. I really dug that because it was a little bit more unexpected.
Yeah.
I liked having like my expectations turned on its head a little bit. I actually didn't have the movie spoiled for me.
Yeah, which
I somehow went over my head. No clue.
How that happens, I have no idea because
it's because I don't pay attention if I haven't seen the movie.
Okay, because
that's why. If I haven't seen it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what's the ending?
I would say that the posters of the original Planet of the Apes. I never saw the
poster. I heard that the poster spoiled the movie, so I never saw the posters.
Yeah.
Like I heard that, it messes the movie up, so I was just like, okay, I won't look at that then.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Although when they crash landed, I did think it was Earth because it was very obviously the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
So I just immediately assumed it was Earth because I recognized the location. And then I was just like, oh, it's another planet. Okay, suspension of disbelief. I'll just put that up. That's fine. Because, like, where are you going to film? You're not going to film on another planet. Like, you can't literally do that.
Well, I mean, you can do that with CGI now, but, you know.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't be as... That wouldn't look as good.
And,
I'm sorry,
or you could do what typical sci-fi movies do, where it's like, it's not Earth, let's shoot in the desert.
Well, that's kind of what I figured they were going for, and that was okay. But one thing that kind of I was a little confused by, thinking back on it, is at one point they show a map, and he's like, of course I can read a map, and you look at the map, they're east of the desert, and then there's like the water, and like in the desert is New York, and I'm like, where does the Grand Canyon fit in? Because the Grand Canyon was way western more than they were. So I'm like, was the Grand Canyon still not supposed to be the Grand Canyon? I mean, how would they have not recognized that it was a Grand Canyon anyway? Even
well, to be fair, it was probably shot there, but
not actually supposed to be that.
Right, because...
That's what I think.
Because over thousands of years, terraforming and such changes things, different levels of water.
Yeah, it's just that one location was a little bit too specific. Like, you could kind of do more John Wayne type, not even Texas, but like even New Mexico.
Are you talking about that famous, I think it's in Texas, the famous rock or whatever?
Yeah, like something like that that's not as recognizable.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like there's a lot kind of between California and Texas, like western Texas, that like there's a lot of deserty areas. You don't have to go to the Grand Canyon.
I like it.
I mean, it looks cool, it's just a little confusing. And also, I was just kind of like, damn, they walked all the way from Arizona to New York City? Like, wow! It didn't seem like they walked that far, wow! So, I was just like, it was stuck in my head. I was like, they're in the Grand Canyon.
Alright, so, when they come to Earth, they kill off the first chick character, then they kill off the black character.
And then that was bad. I was a little just like, really? That's where it starts? That's where it starts? The black character's the first guy to die?
Don't you know?
I mean, the series was already kind of racist, but then, like, that's where it starts from. Immediately kill the black guy.
Well, the rule in science fiction, especially when you're going to, like, older science fiction movies,
like,
is
literally.
Don't be black. Like,
yeah!
Like if it takes place, you know, at a certain time, it's like,
black.
Yeah, don't be black because like you'll die and you'll be the first person to die.
Like literally, black guys and red coats are on the exact same level. You just know what's gonna happen.
Black guy dies first is like, you know, a common trope, especially with sci-fi films.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of outside of sci-fi a little bit, like in.
We're getting a little bit better now.
Yeah. But I mean, the series was kind of racist, especially starting with like the second movie. Zero was very racist. Oh my god. I love Zero, and she's like one of the best female characters I've seen in a movie, like ever. But good god, was she racist! Wow!
What, like, talking about the different apes?
Well, yeah!
Well,
yeah, she hated fucking gorillas! Like, unequivocally. And there was never a time where, like, she was a lie-to gorilla, or there was, like, a gorilla who was more trustworthy and kind of, like, came out of the woodworks and, like, was like, oh, hey, I'm like a good guy. And then you got Battle. You got Battle, where all the gorillas were terrible, just, like, power-hungry, like, caveman fucking guys. I was just like, why do you have to be, like, so hateful towards black people? I know it's the times, but, like, really? It was so uncomfortable. I was just like, oh god, really? It was like, oh. Please tell me like I'm not the only one on this, right? Especially, well, with Planet of the Apes, there's always like a underlying moral to it.
Right.
It's always talking about some kind of cause. So you have to start making more parallels between that universe and ours, because everything's kind of connected that way. So when you have one person or multiple people who are all chimps who are all saying gorillas and apes or gorillas and orangutans all suck, but especially the gorillas. We hate the gorillas. And like the gorillas are just shown as being like horrible fucking people. And it's just like, Like,
Hey.
people who got upset about blackbirds and Dumbo, like, how can you accept something like that?
But as much as that goes, what is the one rule?
Never.
Of the
Apes never kills apes. Yes. Yes, ape shall never kill ape. Awesome. The hippie in me is very happy. The hippie in me loves these movies. I love them.
Well, I mean, you know, it was made during the time of the hippie movement,
Yeah.
so you know,
Exactly.
it kind of works. So yeah, let's get more into the actual film
Yeah.
now. So I mean, it's this weird, you know, the astronauts will arrive on this planet on the Icarus, which crash lands onto Earth, and but they don't know yet.
And just a little segue, I love that it's called Icarus, because obviously the idea of Icarus was, the mythos was a guy in Greek mythology who had feathers put on his arms with wax, and he was able to fly, and he got too close to the sun and the wax melted and he fell and he died.
Right.
Which I kind of feel is what, like, they're trying to say is going to happen to humanity. We're going to keep going up and up and up, and it's going to seem really great, and then we're like fucking ourselves over in the meantime, and we're just all going to like topple over on ourselves. Which, like, it just starts from that small of a thing, like the name of the spaceship.
Which
I thought
we
that
will
was
get
great.
back to with our discussion of Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
So they crash land onto the strange planet where everything's topsy-turvy, and apes rule, and
They do rule.
and the humans are caged and experimented on, such as, you know, apes were, especially during the 70s.
Yeah, because there was a lot of animal testing around then that since has been either made a lot safer or just doesn't happen.
Most famously, the chimp named Nim, who was raised by humans, and that was a really bad project. Like, if you ever watch the movie Project Nim, is that what?
Project Nim, yeah.
Okay, like I
Not
totally.
Secret of Nim, Project
Yeah.
Nim.
Well, it definitely inspired
Secret of Nim, of course.
With the name, but yeah, this ape basically was tossed from family to family to family, and you know, dealt with all this hardship, even though he spoke.
They weren't monitoring
good-
it right, too, right?
What?
They weren't monitoring it well,
Oh
right?
no,
Like,
he
they
like
weren't.
shoot off people's faces and stuff like that. It's really messed up.
I didn't even mean that, but wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he gets sent to an animal shelter, and it's terrible.
I just felt like when they were first raising him, they weren't like monitoring him or keeping logs or records.
No,
like, they
it was
weren't-
very unscientific
yeah.
for a scientific project. You know, the general consensus
Poor
was
baby.
we're going to raise an ape like a human. So, you know, getting back to the film, there is this concept with some apes that apes have evolved from humans. This is also going off the common misinterpreted theory of the Darwin theory that humans evolved from apes, which if you actually do your research, Darwin nor credible scientists have never actually said that. They said that, you know, they share a common ancestor, and they basically branched off in different ways.
Yeah, I actually, in the Houston Museum of Natural Sciences, I actually saw Lucy, who is considered to be like the oldest ancestor of human beings. And she was a lot closer to an ape. She was like between 3 and 4 feet tall. She was like tiny. But I actually did see her remains. And
As controversial as this might sound, it's very possible. We don't have the same kind of morals now that we did back then. So, I mean, it's very possible, you know, especially since there's only one chromosome different, that we were mating with primates.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's hard not to think about that because, I mean, interspecies breeding is, like, it's difficult because, like, you see that happen with dogs and cats and stuff. Like, different breeds will kind of get into each other. But you don't really see it that much outside of that where, like, different branches of the same group are really into
and
each
if
other.
it is, it's been deliberately done, like stuff like the liger, which actually does exist. I know that it's a stupid comment that
Oh,
that's
the
made.
lion tiger? Yeah.
But it actually exists. You know,
Yeah,
I
but
know
that
it
was
makes
on
it.
purpose. Or like, what's the new one?
The bunny rabbit, the glowing bunny rabbit.
No, that was like
That's
not,
a chimera, though. That's a
yeah,
little bit
exactly.
different.
That's different. I was gonna say like the panda dog or like the Pomeranian Huskies or like things like
The panda
that.
dog is just they don't breed them. They just like paint them, and yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's not gonna end well. Like Beastmaster. In Beastmaster, they had a tiger. It was like an orange and black tiger, and they painted it black to be like a panther. And he was ingesting, like he was licking his fur and stuff. So he was ingesting the ink, and it killed
Aren't
him.
pandas easier to find?
Panther.
I mean, aren't panthers easier to find?
I have no idea.
Did they just want to have the fluffy look of the tiger? Or
It might
something?
be like a problem with training. Tigers may or may not be. I
Which-
honestly don't know.
That's
but
really
they were-
sad because now, I mean, that's like an easy CG.
Well, because like now
That's like
it is,
a- that's
but
like-
in the next movie they just went with the orange and black tiger, so it could be a thing of like, can you train them?
Okay, because
Because
like
even with the next movie they didn't get a real panther.
with CGI, I mean, you could like easily change that in post just with color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you know, I feel
But
bad for
tigers
them.
and panthers look different.
Yeah, they look very different.
They look very different. So like even if you have a black tiger, it's not gonna look like a panther.
No, not
Anyways,
at all.
sorry.
Bagheera, awesome character, but not Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
What did you like about this movie?
Honestly, like the general moral of it, of human beings kind of gotta get their shit together, figure out where we're going in life before we just like completely destroy ourselves. I always really like that as an idea in movies, and there are lots of movies that do it. Like this year, Snowpiercer came out, a very similar idea. Just because that's something that kind of like really freaks me out to my core, because it's something that's a lot more realistically possible. That like humans are just gonna keep taking and taking and evolving and consuming. I mean, especially in first world countries, but even in third world countries, they're all murdering each other and spreading disease and like drug cartels.
I'll be very careful like
Yeah,
what we say about third world countries.
No,
'cause,
I mean like, but it exists in the world.
yeah,
I'm not
'cause
saying this is everywhere. I'm saying it exists in the world.
it's yeah. I
I'm not gonna
mean,
be
once you
super
get into
specific,
third
but-
world countries where like you know the law is there but not.
But not actually working well. So I mean, it's just like right now, humanity is we're just like we're on the fast track and we're just going and going and going and going and going, and we've gotten to the point where we can't turn back, we can't fix what we're doing, we can't devolve, we can't stop taking like natural resources and like especially economically in America, like we can't really fix our economics right now even. We just keep going on this track where we can't fix stuff anymore. So we just kind of got to keep going forward. We can't just keep going forward and not just like destroy ourselves.
Right.
Which was completely the moral of the story. So I dug that, especially at the end. Charlton Heston, he says, "Damn you all." He's talking about everybody. He's talking about himself. He's talking about his whole crew. He's talking about the people who sent him, the people who came after him, the people who came before him. All of humanity. Damn you all to hell.
But actually, I think you're a little bit wrong when you're talking about that because.
Oh my God! Really?
Because no, let me clarify myself first. Because at the very beginning, Charlton Heston is very cynical. Like he, you know, he's talking about like I gotta leave this godforsaken place. I hope I never come back. You know, he's talking about Earth, obviously, and then.
Well, we're
you know,
hardly in like a glorious state of being right now.
But when he finally realizes that he's arrived back to Earth, he's talking about the apes, and he's like, "You blew it all up. Damn you all to hell."
He's not talking about the apes. Is he talking about the apes?
Yes,
Oh
because
shit! Maybe I completely misunderstood
yeah,
that.
I think you did because
I
I
totally
think,
thought he was saying like the human beings blew it up.
no.
Wow. Okay, I completely projected my own stuff on it.
Yeah,
Wow, okay.
I think you might want to watch that part again.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah. So those who
Oh, I might not like it as much now though. Cause I liked that. I liked that like really cynical view of people. I dug it. But I mean, the surprise elements were all really good. If it's not spoiled for you, I don't know how well it would hold up to anyone who doesn't live under a rock like I do.
Yeah, I mean, Planet of the Apes, if you're going to talk about any movie that's that just pop culture is spoiled, I mean, King Kong, Planet of the Apes, I mean...
King Kong, I don't feel like knowing the ending ruins your enjoyment of it though, because I knew the ending way before I saw it. I still loved that movie to pieces. The original 33 one.
So let's
I
go.
want to hear why you think he's such an asshole. I've heard a lot of people say like the protagonist Demon is such an asshole. I'm like, really? I mean,
Man,
he was okay. He was cynical, but that was fine.
So one of the things that I find amusing the more times I watch this is if you've ever seen the movie Bowling for Columbine, like Charlton Heston's NRA thing.
Oh
like
my
he
God.
is obsessed with gun. What?
Yeah, no, keep going.
But the minute Charlton Heston figures out that he can have a gun, he's like, God damn it, this isn't leaving my hand. And he's like, you know, and they're like, maybe we should talk reason and stuff like that. And he's like, God damn your reason, you know. And that's what I'm talking about. Charlton Heston.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Taylor, Charlton Heston's character, is a total asshole. And he has no respect for the planet where he's the minority. He's just like, I'm Mr. White, which is great because you put Aryan man in a situation where he's the total minority. I mean, he's got blonde hair, blue eyes. They call him bright eyes. Yeah, he's total Aryan guy stuck in a world where everything's topsy-turvy, and which kind of segues into Planet of the Apes and race.
Yeah, which I talked about basically, but yeah. Like on a very surface level.
So, Planet of the Apes and race. So, you can talk about, during the period that this film was made, you know, it was during a period where blacks were integrating into white society. There were more black people moving into black neighborhoods.
It's still an ongoing process, which surprises a lot of people sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still working on it. We still have disrespect on both ends. You know, there's a lot of heartfelt anger. Obviously, it's more understandable on the minorities' end than it is on the majority's end, you know, like this burning anger. But, you know, at the same time, when Planet of the Apes was made, you know, it's like the fire is ablaze, you know, with, you know, this tension, you know, and this is also during the time, like, right when the Vietnam War was ending as well.
That's true, which kind of goes into what I was saying earlier about orangutans kind of being more like Asian.
So she has this theory.
I don't really want to say that though. That sounds terrible.
Well, I mean, you can bring it up. You're gonna get flack for it, but
I probably shouldn't bring it up at all.
I mean, I will say that.
That's one I'm gonna kind of list.
I will say that one of the things is if you look deeply at the Planet of the Apes, there are racial parallels to certain groups. I would say that the chimpanzees and the gorillas are like the split between the African American community. Mm-hmm. Like you have the more passive, hey, everybody you know, should get along, and then you have like the militant, you know, Black Panther type thing. And you do have to realize that this movie was made by white people who, you know, even though this is a lot more sympathetic to this, the parallels are more obvious than they would ever be nowadays.
Yeah, and one big thing is, especially Zero was saying in the second movie, of like, chimps are the really smart ones. Gorillas are all like, essentially total dumbasses. They're all power hungry, you know, just like, like they're into brute strength. That's all they care about is strength and power, and they're just numbskulls. And chimps are the really smart ones who know how to make executive decisions and know how to like fix problems and things like that. Even though they're supposed to be like pacifists, which Americans very, very much are not pacifistic at all. Just a general thing, but that was a different time.
Did you want to use this time to segue, or should we still keep talking about Planet of the Apes? All right, so now we're going to talk about Beneath. Beneath was made.
That was definitely about war.
Yeah.
They could not hit you over the head more directly than having a giant missile as the centerpiece of their movie. Yeah.
All right, and what was that giant missile called?
Ah, shit, what was it called? It was called like, God, they were like worshipping this missile.
The Alpha and Omega bomb.
The Alpha and Omega bomb, that's right. I mean, it was very Cold War of like, we have this giant powerful missile that we worship, but we won't actually implement.
Oh, but they also said, you know, we will not cause you harm, but we will have you cause harm against each other.
Yeah.
You know, they had this whole like psychic thing where they were yeah, I mean it was pretty cheesy, especially the fat guy. Like his facial expressions are just like
Dum. Yeah.
Then you hear oh god. I'm a little scared because she hasn't seen Scanners yet, and there's a little bit of that in Scanners. So anybody who's seen it, you know, will know.
Psychic making of things happening is funny. I know I like the show routine.
Did you see the South Park thing?
No.
Oh god, it was hilarious. Alright.
I know I like the show Gene and Godzilla, but even still I don't like a lot of psychic stuff in Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
And I just generally don't like psychics. I never liked that in like mutants, like in X-Men or anything like that either, just because I think it's kind of cop-out. Like.
Yeah, psychic it really is like a
it's
cop-out.
It's a film cop-out, and it doesn't visually ever look interesting.
Yeah, it's a film... I'm gonna argue that psychic powers don't look that good, but telekinetic powers.
I don't think they do, because I can always tell it's just an actor who's like. And that's all
I dug it in Carrie. I dug it in Carrie.
Well, I wasn't talking about Carrie.
Have you seen Carrie yet?
No. So that's why. Yes,
you get on that.
I know.
Yeah.
That's one I have had spoiled for me. I know the ending of Carrie.
Yeah, well, that's another one that has literally the fucking ending on the cover.
Yeah, and like I've seen.
It has her covered in blood with the flames, which, you know, since she hasn't seen it, you know, but.
But I know how it ends.
Yeah.
You know, I actually had the ending spoiled for me years before I even knew that she was supposed to be psychic in the movie.
Oh wow, I didn't know anything about the psychic thing, but I did know about the...
But then I found out about the psychic thing, and I think that's probably a bigger spoiler than the ending.
Yeah.
Anyways. So yeah, I mean, like, the first movie was all about humankind needing to work together towards a common goal to prevent a terrible future, more or less. Like, that was a moral. That's not what it was about, but that was, like, kind of a moral to get from it. Like, this is how terrible it could be, let's not let it get to this point.
So, in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, like, it picks up literally, like, right after the film ends. It
picks up about 3 minutes before the last movie ends. They replay, like, the last 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Oh,
which is fine.
Just in case you haven't seen Planet of the Apes, you know, because...
Here's the whole ending.
To be fair, back during that time, they didn't have, like, VHS or Betamax or... And... You know, film projectors, good God.
Yeah.
How much those cost. But to be fair, they didn't have all that stuff, so whatever. So Taylor is in the first, like, 15 minutes of the film, and he, Charlton Heston didn't want to be in the sequel, and he said, okay, I'll be in the sequel. I'll be in the sequel so long as you don't make any more of these.
Yeah.
So he shows up for 15 minutes, and then from this really bad effect, you know, like there's this fire, there's a rock or a fire or something.
Oh, those portal effects were terrible. I mean, I didn't like the idea of the portal, and they didn't explain it very well, as far as I was concerned. Like, it was kind of confusing, and I didn't like the idea anyway, but then on top of it, the effect was terrible.
Oh, yeah. So he just disappears, and then you get another guy, I forgot his name.
Oh, the other guy. The other guy was a much better character, though, and he was, like, stronger, but they were, like, almost identical looking. Blonde hair, strong build, blue eyes, like, chiseled face, like...
It starts off, you know, they get rid of Charlton Heston and replace him with a dude that pretty much looks almost exactly like him.
Yeah.
He's a different character. I forget what his name is.
For a couple seconds, like, for a little, like, just... I totally thought it was the same dude.
I just thought, like while watching the movie, I was like, well, you couldn't get Charlton Heston for most of the movie. Like, why not use this actor and just say that he's Taylor?
He's the same guy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Totally can't remember what his name is, though.
He certainly looks a lot more like Charlton Heston than Maggie Gyllenhaal, Katie Holmes.
Well, I'm glad they got rid of Katie Holmes, because to me, she's just like 8 years old, no sex appeal.
Though I gotta say, Maggie Gyllenhaal, under that lighting, looks the most
of course, the whole light. Okay, the entire lighting scheme.
She possibly looks worse than the Apes.
Well, the lighting scheme for that movie was yellow and black, mostly black. But if there was any color in it, it was yellow. Nobody looks good. A little bit of blue, but not with the people. Not against the people. That's with all the night shots. So like in like the big ballroom scene where like the Joker has like hold of her face, that was all like yellow tinged. Yeah. So of course she looks bad. She looks jaundiced. Like, ew. So gross. I mean, everyone will look bad. She's a sexy looking woman. She's just like, they should have thought a little bit more about like the actual like lighting.
I'll give her a secretary, but I just don't think she is that attractive.
But she's not ugly.
Yeah, she's not ugly. She's just average.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And you're a dick if you say that there is. Alright, so they got this new guy who's not Taylor.
Yeah, and then
who totally is Taylor.
He goes with Nova, and they go down beneath the planet of the apes. And, you know, they go to they explore the Forbidden Zone, which in the first movie they were talking about, like, oh my gosh, you can't go to the Forbidden Zone because it's ground zero where they blew up.
And then it turns out it's like the like New York subway system.
Yeah.
Which, ew, I'm sure that even all that time into the future, after nuclear bombing, it still smells like piss. I'm sure of it. I used to live in New York, I can tell you. Oh god.
Oh man. It's better than
Chicago subway system actually smells better. Not even kidding.
I'm afraid to admit, but there was a country where I was in the city. I can't say the country because I don't want to be seen as racist, but there's a country that I went to where the sewer system was open.
Ew.
In the place, and it smelled like shit. Literally.
So, a lot of the world. A lot of the not first world countries.
Yeah, it was.
I know a lot of India's like that. I know a lot of like Western.
World. It wasn't third world, but it was very second.
I know India's like that. Quite a bit of Western Africa.
India's worse than.
Is like that. So.
India's worse than. From what I heard, India's worse than Slumdog Millionaire, which I don't know if you've seen.
No, I didn't see it. I wasn't really interested in seeing it. I don't know.
I thought it was good. I mean, like, it got a much higher representation.
I'm sure it's fine.
It got a much higher. It got much more recognition than I think was deserved, but I don't think it's a bad movie.
But okay, so there's a New York subway system.
Yeah.
They meet this cult of psychics who are like uber powerful. They're human.
They were affected by disease.
And they worship a bomb. They worship a bomb.
Yeah, and it's funny because like so the worshiping scenes where they're actually like in the sanctuary, as we I guess can call it, and they all have like these regular looking human masks because like their faces are like really disfigured and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're like singing a song that basically is, I know this is really bad, like, I went to church and everything like that, but
they
it's
set it
like
up directly
world
like church.
without end, amen, amen, and they basically take that hymn that, like, because I went to church so many times, like I know, and just changed it a slight bit, and it's like world without end, and it's like it's pretty bad.
That was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh well, but
that was pretty bad.
Okay. I want you to go to that scene in the movie and see if my singing is worse.
It's worse.
You be the judge.
You decide. But yeah, I mean, it was very, and like, there's the organ playing. They're all in the pews, you know, and instead of a crucifix, there's a giant fucking missile. Which I'll give them props for not making that phallic, but you know, they made it Jesus instead, and that's fine.
Yeah.
In film, it's either phallic or it's Jesus. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, look at Superman. It's
Superman is
oftentimes
Jesus.
both.
No, Superman is Jesus. I mean, like all the way back to the original conception, and in the comics, like he's always been Jesus.
Yeah.
That's just the way he is.
There you have it. Superman is Jesus, even though it was created by Jewish people, and Jewish people don't worship Jesus. All right, so back to Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which apparently is beneath you.
Beneath me? Why? Why'd you say that?
I'm just
Why do you say that? What, do I have a snotty attitude about this movie? A little bit?
I'll give you the cult people. They were pretty bad. You know, especially the fat guy.
Oh, I just don't like
fat
psychics.
Guy.
I wasn't saying it was
yeah,
bad.
psychics are bad. Psychics are bad.
I just don't like psychics.
but
I wasn't saying this movie was bad.
Dude, the fat dude with like his eyes, like
yeah.
That was pretty bad.
It was a product of the time.
And then they have them like in this little. They're using their mind powers like, you know, fucking like futuristic video games to like, you know, have like, you know, Taylor versus whatever the hell his name is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to hurt you. We're going to force you two to hurt each other.
Yeah, because that's totally like
like the government. It's just like, well, let's put all the poor people together so they just like beat the crap and kill each other, and we're not going to interfere, and we're not going to do anything about them.
Yeah, I guess there's some profound message.
That was pretty terrible for me to say, but there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
and it's not like just American government. I'm not even saying that. That's just kind of a thing in general.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I mean, you know, Taylor comes back and he's, you know, in this
What was
prison.
the other guy's name?
I don't know.
I can't for the life of me remember the other guy's name. Yeah, we got the booklet right there.
I'll
Put it
look
in
in
the
the
internet.
booklet while we. Yeah, it should be like right here.
God, yeah, because what was his name?
Oh man.
But okay, as the woman here, I'll take this time to digress. Nova that you so I hope ironically called the perfect woman. Good God. Like, you know, you see her, you're like, I'm sorry, as a girl, I'm just like, oh, she's kind of hot. Like, you know, I could do that costume
Nova's
for
gorgeous.
Halloween. Yeah, like, I could do that costume for Halloween. That'd be pretty hot. But she doesn't fucking talk, and she's dumb at. Like, because the whole setup is that all the people now are stupid. But Nova's, like, especially stupid.
Oh yeah, Nova's
Her only
like.
commodity is that she's hot. And Taylor gets lonely in his cage one time in the original movie and is just like, let's lay together. Not have sex, but let's just like lay next to each other and cuddle and spoon, because even though I'm Charleston Heston, I've got a tender heart. I just don't want to be alone. What will I do without human companionship, even though, since you don't talk or think, you're basically a dog. She was literally about on par with a dog. She keeps you from being lonely, but you can't fuck it. And it can't talk to you, so... yeah, Nova kind of sucked. And then Zero is amazing. She's an awesome person, but she's ugly. She's got a beard. She's a monkey. Can't fuck her either. But I love Zero and Cornelius.
I would, but you're so damn ugly.
I love bananas. But I love Zero and Cornelius because obviously, like any feminist is gonna love the fact that Zero's in control, and I'm not one of those people who thinks that all feminists are terrible, but I'm just saying, like, you know, Zero is more in control of the relationship, and Cornelius is more of the straight man, more cautious. But like Zero kind of doesn't pay any attention to him.
I found out what his name was.
What's his name?
His name is Brent.
Oh, I never in a million
Brent.
years. I never in a million years would have remembered that. That name is like so boring and bland. I would never have remembered that.
Yeah, Taylor is like way
Yeah.
much more of an interesting
They could've-
name.
Yeah, like you could have named the character from a Lego movie that to make him sound boring. Like they picked, what was the name? Elliot? Ape shall not kill ape. Apes do not want war.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
it's so cool.
but apparently humans do, which is why they have the bomb. And
Oh yeah.
Taylor, you know, while they're having this whole fucking rage, decides, you know, after he gets shot, he's like, "Yep, this world needs to be blown up. So, bam! Blackness.
See, that
the
was
world
amazing.
ends.
See, that's one of the best things about the original series of Planet of the Apes is that every single movie, and with the exception of Conquest, with the one that they released theatrically, but not the original. Every
we're
single
gonna talk
movie,
about
we're going to talk about that.
original.
But every single movie, including the original ending of Conquest,
No.
and with like the darkest moment, cut to black, we're done, movie's over, and I love the fact because since I was a kid, I like always wanted an end of the world movie where the world actually ended, and I finally got it! Finally! With this movie where like, yeah, the Earth's gone, humankind's gone, everybody is dead. Everybody. There's nothing. It's all gone. Just boom. Just like that.
Yeah.
That was brilliant! Loved it! Loved it! Charleston Heston must have loved it because it's like, well, how can you go with the series now?
Yeah.
Come over here.
Well, how could we go on with the series now? But then we have Escape from the Planet of the Apes, and somehow Cornelius, with all of his scientific glory.
Love Cornelius. Cornelius is great.
Actually, no, it wasn't Cornelius. It was the other guy.
The other guy. Oh, Marlo! Or no, Milo. That was
Yeah,
Milo.
it was Milo.
See, I can't remember Milo.
Sorry,
I
I almost said Cornelius, but no, it was Milo. Milo found a way to retroactively get the Icarus.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the Icarus. It was the... I knew it wasn't the Icarus because the Icarus blew up, but it was the one that Brent came in.
It was Brent.
I don't even know what that
Brent's
spaceship's
ship.
called. Don't remember what that ship's called, but I know it was that one.
Let's call it the Phoenix.
The Phoenix, because
Yeah.
it landed in Phoenix, Arizona.
No, I was gonna say
Oh, because
it's
the
like
Phoenix rises from the ash. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So
And
you know,
keep
Greek
it with the
mythology
wings,
and
sure.
you know, same
Phoenix
ways.
isn't Greek.
No, it is in Greek.
But you're
It's
going with winged characters in mythology, so.
Oh, winged characters in mythology, but like
And
the
there's spaceships,
Phoenix.
so that makes sense.
The Phoenix is in Greek mythology. The Phoenix is also in several countries' mythology.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think it originated in Greece.
I think it might have originated in Asia, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true. Yeah, because wasn't there the princess who was married to the Phoenix?
I don't know. That sounds interesting.
I think that was Chinese. I
yeah,
think.
well, you know.
I think.
So we have Escape from the Planet of the Apes, which is basically a fish out of water story. You know, because the astronauts come out, and lo and behold, they're apes. And then they get put into a zoo, and then you know they have
in a zoo. They were put into like an animal sanctuary.
Oh yeah. And Milo gets killed by the
like
gorilla.
right away. Yeah. Let's further empower Zira's racism and have him be killed by a gorilla.
Oh yeah, gorillas are terrible.
And Zira makes like she goes ape shit over this because she's like, how could you have a gorilla by us? They're violent, awful people. Look what they did to Milo. We refuse to be put with the gorillas. I order for segregation. I order segregation. Oh, they're just so terrible. They're so brutish and awful.
Okay,
We hate the
Sigourney
gorillas.
Weaver. You know, go have your fun with the gorillas in the mist, all right?
What? Like it was empowering her racist quality.
Okay,
I love Zira, but she's
there's some good gorillas like Coco.
Coco was real.
Yeah, I know.
Coco was not in the series.
Yeah, that was
At
the
least
last
she
good
didn't say
gorilla.
Amy. At least she didn't say Amy. That would have been bad.
Amy?
I would have kicked your ass. Congo, they had Amy the gorilla who had like a magic power glove that like spoke her signing.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
Oh, Congo was terrible. Congo was awful.
Fortunately, I have not seen Congo.
Yeah, don't see that.
And don't watch Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. Like,
what's Tim Burton's called? Just Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes?
no, it's just called Planet of the Apes.
Seriously? God, that's so confusing.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like with Godzilla, right?
I understand.
Three movies called Godzilla.
It might be confusing, but if you see Marky Mark on there, stay away.
Yeah. Marky Mark.
Yeah,
Back when he was actually called Marky Mark.
Marky Mark, you know, the only good thing to come out of Marky Mark, I would say is jerk.
Marky Mark.
Well, I would say is jerk. I would say is Dirk Diggler and his
Pain and
character.
I know
Pain and
you're
Gain.
gonna say Pain
Yeah.
and Gain.
Well, I was also gonna say I liked his
terrible in
character.
Transformers 4.
I liked his.
He was okay.
I liked his character in The Departed as well.
Hmm.
Have you seen The Departed?
No.
Oh.
But for me, okay, I know
I give her credit.
I know he's seen Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. I won't, partly because I've seen enough.
Wild ape sex. There are literally scenes where people
Oh!
go, ooh, 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 like,
Yeah.
like
Which is
on the
sexy.
bed. Which
That's not unattractive. But that's not why I'm watching.
I don't know. Watch the movie and decide for yourself whether that turns you on.
But honestly, for me, I won't watch it because, like, okay, it's not part of
What
either.
did they call it in Clerks 2? Interspecies erotica.
Yeah, interspecies erotic. Well, that wasn't interspecies. They were both apes.
Yeah, but if you're turned on by it, you know, you're
Well, just because you're turned
obviously.
on by it doesn't mean you want to fuck it.
Explain to me
animals-
how being turned on by something doesn't make you want to fuck it.
I mean, lots of animals are turned on by watching other species have sex, but then want to fuck their own kind. Except for dogs who want to just fuck everything.
Yeah, dogs just they want to.
They just want to fuck everything.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at your leg. Boo.
Well, dogs like small pheromones and shit. But anyway, Houston the Tim Burton one, I don't want to, and I'll explain why real quick. It's not a part of either franchise. It's not its own franchise. It's just one movie that just doesn't fit in the series. So there's there's no real reason to watch it. But since I love all the Planet of the Apes movie, why would I watch a bad one that doesn't contribute to anything? Like with Godzilla, there are so many movies. You're gonna see some bad ones in order to see some good ones.
Yeah.
Like you might as well watch another bad Godzilla movie because even the bad ones, except for
Revenge.
Revenge, yeah, except for Revenge, which you didn't really need to see either.
Oh,
but
wait.
it was part of the franchise.
But it's better. It's better than that.
I don't consider
They're on the same level.
The 98 one I don't consider
The
part of the
98
I don't consider
Godzilla
that part
and
of the
Godzilla's
franchise.
Revenge are on the same level. But for you people who haven't seen these Godzilla movies, you're probably going, what the hell is
The 98 one I don't consider part of the
Yeah.
franchise because it's not related to the Japanese ones. It's not starting its own thing.
Well,
It's not
it tried to start
Godzilla.
its own
It's
thing.
not Godzilla at all.
It tried to start
It tried
its
to,
own,
but it didn't.
own thing with the little baby Godzillas and stuff like that.
I know,
and
but
then
it
there was
didn't.
the TV show that
So that's another one.
surprisingly was decent.
Yeah, but even the TV show's a separate thing.
All right, so now we're getting into.
But what I was gonna say, okay, so it's just like, why would I watch a bad one when I could just watch the good ones and not have it ruined for me? Like, why would I knowingly do that? What's the point? I could literally just skip this movie, keep the rest of it, and be like, I love Planet of the Apes.
So,
Like, there's no point.
for completionist's sake.
But see, like,
And-
even for completionist's sake, there's no point in seeing that movie.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what
right.
I think. I think for
Okay.
completionists, like with Godzilla, there is a completionist thing where you have to watch all the 60s ones, you have to watch all the 70s ones. That makes sense to me. But for Planet of the Apes, the Burton one doesn't fit. So it doesn't need to be completed. It doesn't complete anything.
Right. All right. So we're getting back to Escape from Planet of the Apes. So
Which I consider the weakest in the series. Not counting Tim Burton, obviously, because I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna go with
I think
Battle.
it's weirder.
I'm gonna go with Battle.
Weaker than Battle. I think it's weaker.
I'm gonna go with Battle 4. But I have
Zero.
Drunk Zero. That's fucked up.
Grape juice plus. God, or like Zero. Okay, that's the most dated for one.
Oh yeah.
For
it's
two,
definitely
that's
most dated.
definitely like at least with Battle, they still went with their own world. I know they didn't have much of a budget, but it was still in their primitive, natural world. We had to bring them into American society, and most of it was just slapstick.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was
Most of it
mostly
wasn't
it was
for a
mostly a
point.
fish out of water story until like
Which is
Zero
funny.
makes a drunken comment about like
Oh, the world exploded.
well, she makes a drunken comment talking about like how basically the apes rise up, and then
Beautiful. It was magical.
and then the scientist guy or whatever his name is, I'm terrible.
Fuck, what was his name?
From Colossus the Forbidden Project, he was also in that movie, which
The
is
human
about
doctor.
computer uprising of sorts, with very, very, very dated computers. you know, it's like war games, but if you had computers that printed out information.
One thing I did really like about this movie, though, was that some things happened in it that fucked up the plot, but were true to the characters. Like, at first, all the monkeys get together, or all the apes, get together and they're like, we're just not gonna talk. It's so dangerous. We're just not gonna do that. Let's just keep quiet. But Zira's so stubborn with her head up her butt that she opens her big mouth and just has to say, well, I just love bananas, that's why. I'm too smart for this nonsense. Because she would do that. I love that. That just fucked everything up for no reason, but she would do it. It was great.
I kind of love that scene.
I love that scene too. That really worked because there, like, plot-wise, there was no reason for her to do that. She shouldn't have done that. But as a character, she was totally gonna do that. It was great. I loved it.
There comes a part in the plot where they find out she's pregnant, and everybody's like, "Oh no, you know, we got to get rid of the baby and stuff like that." And then they're on the run, and
See, until that storyline happens, everything is just done for slapstick.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like, that's why I consider it a lot weaker. Battle actually had, like, a moral, it was dark, there was a plot, it was going somewhere, it was building characters. The rest of it was just kind of filler to kind of explain what the fuck happened and kind of get you to the next movie.
Right.
I consider that to be a lot weaker, like Zira going shopping. Like, are you seriously telling me that Zira going shopping was stronger motivation than anything that happened in battle? Really? Really? Think about that for a minute. Zira going shopping, Zira getting drunk, they go to a museum and they see a stuffed ape and they're like, oh! Like, really? That's stronger than the guerrilla uprising in battle. Really?
But I will say, the fucking ending.
The ending was... Oh my god, I wanted to cry. Because as a woman shooting a baby, I'm just like, who kills a baby?
So the ending...
Of course, my maternal, my ovaries just started screaming. How dare they kill a baby?
But, you know, they kill Cornelius.
They kill Cornelius?
Cornelius is just done.
Zero was shot too, and Cornelius...
Well, I don't have a Zero figure, so...
Cornelius crawled over to Zira and the baby, and they died together as a family, and it was so sad. Like, it was just like that. It was just like that. Like, it was upsetting. It was very upsetting. Yeah. Seeing like a whole family shot to death. That's horrible.
So then, you find out that Zira, with all of her motherly wisdom, swapped the babies.
Which you kind of knew was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most...
Oh, and your favorite part, when they swap it, it's in a circus. I mean, I know you love that.
I'm a sucker for circuses.
So am I.
I'm a sucker for movies that revolve around, like, circuses and freaks and stuff like that. And
there weren't any freaks, but there were animals.
So, at the very end of the film, I see a little chimp.
Aww.
And he's just going, Mama, Mama.
Because Zero was trying to teach the baby to say mom. Zero wasn't trying to teach the baby to say dada.
Yeah.
Which, that kind of sucks, but yeah, Mama. It was so sad. It was just like so bittersweet. Like, honestly, I don't cry at sad stuff, but bittersweet stuff really makes me cry. Like, I will just start sobbing like fucking crazy. I wanted to cry.
Alright, now as a disclaimer...
Oh, I wanted to say, just real quick, because I was trying to talk about Zira and Cornelius. I love the two of them together. They're like the best couple. Like, really the best couple, because they're so compelling separately, but they're both like totally flawed and fucked up separately. But when you put them together, they're perfect.
They play off each other wonderfully.
Yeah, but they have such a caring, bonded, like, they totally fuck each other up all the time and get in each other's way, but they're so into each other. Like, and they're married, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful relationship. They're like the epitome of what I consider to be like the perfect couple. But like as a woman, of course, we have to consider these things, of course.
Yeah.
So like Zira's just headstrong, but she's a little feminazi at times, and Cornelius is way too cautious, and like he does stuff, but he doesn't really want to do stuff, and he's too like careful, and they just bring each other out of each other's shells, and they're so in love and caring, and you know, and they have a little baby who talks and is calling for his mommy, and it's just, I love it. I love it. It's great. I'm done, but I love it. It's beautiful.
Alright, so next, as a disclaimer, we're going to be talking about Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. And we're going to be talking about the exclusive Blu-ray version that has the original darker ending and not the lighter theatrical version. So as a disclaimer, you can go on YouTube, you can look up Caesar's final speech. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be spoiling that. So,
but here's the thing though. Basically the differences between the ending is that with the original ending, there was some more gore before the speech.
There was a lot more gore throughout.
There was a lot more gore in like the fight before the speech. And then there's the speech and it cuts to black. But the speech is intact in the ending. Like you've seen his speech, even if you've seen the theatrical cut. We're not saying anything that you haven't seen him say. So the difference between the theatrical cut and the original cut is that there's more gore, but also the theatrical cut actually has a longer speech. There's not anything cut out of his speech, but it's just like the dark part where it originally just stopped, but then it keeps going and he says, but for right now we're gonna love humankind in peace and harmony.
Yeah, it's basically
yeah.
It's basically like a total Hollywood puss ending that, like, you know, was totally tacked on so that the apes wouldn't seem that bad or whatever.
Yeah, but except for the blood
totally
and gore.
works. It works a lot better in Dawn than it does in this movie.
Yeah, but except for like extra gore and the fighting,
we're talking about
you don't.
by the way.
Yeah, in the theatrical version, except for gore and fighting, you're not missing anything. Mm-hmm. You're just getting too much crap.
So what I find interesting about this movie is like there are glaringly obvious parallels between slavery and housework. You know,
okay, it's not even similarities. In the final speech, the man actually says, you know, as a descendant of slaves, I'm asking you slaves, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even, like, it's about as allegorical as District 9 and real life apartheid. Like, it's
I think it's a little bit more on the nose than that.
It's way more on the nose than even that was. Yeah. But if you thought that was a paper-thin allegory, like, this was very explicitly saying in the script and in the writing, this is slavery.
So Caesar now, because in the last film it was clearly stated Milo, but
No, because like, okay, they said they wanted to name him Milo, but the other guy named him Caesar. They talked originally, like in another movie, his name was going to be Caesar, and like when he picked out his own name, it was Caesar, so it's fine. They couldn't name him Milo, because he was originally named Milo. Like, it was publicly announced that his name was Milo, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was publicly announced that his name was Milo, so he couldn't be called Milo. It's not a plot error, it's just something that had to change.
Right.
And that's fine.
So, his circus owner brings him into the city where he's basically sold off.
He's full grown by this point. He's not a baby anymore. But and he can talk normally. But the circus owner is the only living being on the face of the earth who knows that he's intelligent and that he can talk.
Everybody else is filthy human bastards.
Yeah. But there's this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant filthy. Inhumane human bastard.
Yeah,
inhumane bastards. Yeah.
But there was this point in the series where they say like they prophesize that Caesar is going to be the first ape who is intelligent, and his first word in his uprising against the humans is no. So
Yeah.
even though technically that's not true, nobody in the world, except for the circus owner, knows that. So, no! 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 That's the one thing humans can't say to apes. No!
Yeah.
No!
So,
That was cute. In battle, ape shall not kill Abe. I thought that was adorable. That was so cute.
so this is a shark and she just jumped it. We're gonna talk about that later.
Cute. It was adorable. I'm dying, but it was cute.
Alright, so he deals with a lot of hardships and stuff, and like there's one scene where he's like even electrocuted, and
Which was kind of it was weird the way they did that. That was
Yeah.
not a great effect.
But-
it was great acting, but not a great effect.
but you know, they do then he rises up with his apes, and then all of a sudden like the apes start like fucking up on purpose, and then
Yeah.
they rise up and they
they've been,
start
like,
getting
They
weapons.
steal knives and cleavers and all this shit. But
Yeah,
like,
because they're working at restaurants and stuff,
yeah, because like they kind of show like
Yeah,
like the apes have to go to like boot
which
camp.
is obviously the yes master, you know,
Oh,
type
yeah.
of
Yeah, but like they have to go to like boot camp. Like they're all together in a place, and humans show them how to do all these tricks. And when they fuck up, they do all this negative reinforcement to like with lighting and with electroshock therapy. But there's like tons of these monkeys, like apes, tons of apes. Monkey is just a funner word. That's why. It's just more fun. I know it's a completely different species and it's offensive, but it's just a funner word. Monkey. It's cute. It's fun. Final Fantasy X-2. Milky.
Kimon?
Kimon. Oh.
Oh. God.
But there's just like swarms of them who are like kind of all congregating, and Caesar's like kind of trying to find out information through the humans, through the other apes, and he gets put with a kind master. You know, that kind of archetype where he's like, well, I'm going to let you pick your own name out of this book of names, and I'm going to give you freedom, but I still don't want you to do shit for me, you know. But he's still like the kind master, like Sherlock in 12 Years a Slave. Like, he was a good guy, but he was still a slave owner, which I kind of appreciate.
Sherlock?
Yeah, because he was Humber
Oh.
in 12 Years a Slave. Like, the most British name dude ever.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, no, for a second I thought she said that Sherlock was a slave owner, and I was like, holy shit, Watson, I didn't know that.
No, he was just a drug addict boxer. He was very much a drug addict. Very, very drug addled. But I kind of appreciate, in general, this idea of like a kind slave owner, because like it's a cultural thing of if you grow up only seeing slavery and you're a white guy and you don't physically know what's bad about it, like why would you think anything was wrong, you know? So I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why like slavery worked for so long, because like
So many people didn't see a problem with it just because that's the way they were raised.
it's still wrong, but you
Of
have
course,
to.
but
I mean, it's still wrong, but like we tend to view everything. And
Like, how could they not have known?
pardon this phrase, but we tend to view everything in black and white.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
good,
I see
bad,
that. Yeah.
good, bad, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, even with that kind of thing, it's like, there's some cases where it's like, yes, it's bad, but they could totally be worse people,
Yeah.
you know, which
But-
Apes, you
But
know.
in the series,
How the fuck are we talking about 12 Years a Slave with this movie?
because this movie's about slavery.
Well, yeah.
This movie is very explicitly about slavery. Like, how can we not relate it to the most recent and one of the best pieces that's about slavery? Like, how can we not do that? But of course, they try to turn it on its head a little bit by making his good slave owner black.
Yeah.
And he's the guy.
It's the Planet of the Apes roots.
Yeah, and like he very explicitly later
Anybody
says
who got
like,
that, you know,
yeah.
just thumbs up to you.
But like the slave owner is black, and later he appeals to Caesar as like, I'm from slavery, let me appeal to you, you know. But it's also kind of just like that's what made him kinder, I guess. It's just like he realizes it's fucked up because he's black, but it's not like he or his family was ever a slave, like, you know. I would probably specifically do that, but he's the strongest black character and the kindest black character or gorilla character or anything like that in the series. This one guy who owned monkey slaves. And this time I said monkey on purpose, to be rude, on purpose.
And so they have their uprising.
Which was awesome! And dark and fucked up! And like, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was great. It was great. Because I didn't want to see those apes get killed, and a lot of them there was a lot of violence.
Yeah, there's a lot of bloodshed.
Lots. On both sides, which is great. Lots of apes, lots of humans, all fucked up. Or dead.
Which
or
we
both.
will see again when we talk about Dawn.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then there's a final speech that Caesar gives, you know, which basically
So good.
addresses the fears of the people and basically says, you know, well, you guys heard about it, and now that you've treated us like that, we bring this planet upon you, and it starts now. Then they brutally kill the guy.
Yeah.
They
that part
brutally
didn't
killed
happen.
the lead guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind
Not the
of
black
where it
guy,
ends. And then it kind of pans out. No, the black guy lives, but,
Yeah.
you know, and then it kind of pans out. Now, in the theatrical version, it's all that except they don't kill the guy because one of the other female apes says no.
Yeah,
And
the
then-
one who all she did all movie was blink at Caesar, and like he's in love with her because she blinks at him. Like she's the lame. She's worse than Nova, a lot worse than Nova, and
Oh.
the lamest love interest I've ever fucking seen in my life.
At least Nova tried. She
At
just
least
couldn't
Nova
talk.
well, she was kind of stupid. She didn't understand
Well,
anything
because
either.
she was
They
an
make it
animal.
they make it very clear she doesn't understand things either. It's not like she's
Yeah,
mute. She doesn't know. But
humans
she kind
devolved.
of tries. Yeah.
She's a devolved human, so like it's
Yeah, like it's fine. It's just like this monkey literally does nothing. Ape. But she doesn't do anything. All she does is like she doesn't do anything to make Caesar like her. She doesn't have a personality. All she has is long eyelashes and she blinks and that's it. And then in the theatrical cut they make her say like, "No, have mercy." But like she's not even pretty. Like why her instead of any other female ape who might be like closer to proximately closer to him? Like why her? There's no reason at all. But like he could have done that with any girl. Like why her? She wasn't special. She was less special than Bella in Twilight. Like there was nothing about her.
okay. Go to your corner.
Twilight was way worse. It was way worse of a love
Okay.
story, but like really, there was
So
no
now
there.
she's talking about Twilight when we're talking about Planet of the Apes.
Because
There I
this girl
go.
was Bella, but not even as interesting, which is sad. Because yeah, I'm just saying there's no point. There was no point to her character at all, except in the theatrical cut to have her at the end say, "No, have mercy in your heart, because you're Jesus." It was lame. Why? Lame.
Oh, I can't believe you just compared this to Twilight.
Yes. So what? Get over
Oh.
yourself.
God. All right. So I'm heated. I'm heated for battle.
Battle was good. I actually liked Battle.
All right. So we go 10, 20 years in the future.
Was it that recent?
Yeah,
wasn't
because
that
it was
close
still
to
Caesar.
So it must have been probably less than 20. Probably
Yeah.
less than 20. Because Caesar wasn't old.
Right. So it's about 10, 20 years in the future, and I can actually look at the timeline.
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah.
But basically, it's based on the theatrical cut, where Caesar says, let's live in peace and harmony and be tree huggers, and you know, Gandhi. So, like, the humans are the servants, but they're more like servants rather than slaves, and they're trying to, like, have humans and apes live together, but now the humans are kind of like, oh, well, you guys have the power and we should be equals. But, like, the humans can do stuff. So, like, one of the openings... 13? Okay, see, less than 20, I was right. So, like, one of the first things you see is, like, a human being is teaching the apes, which is kind of like a position of authority, so you can kind of see that there's a little bit, like, it's a little bit more fair than Conquest.
I don't know, we had women teaching children for, like, forever, and yet...
Yeah, but women were on a better standpoint than African Americans.
Actually, you're wrong about that, and I have a lot of proof to prove that.
No, I mean, like, it depends on what period in time and what location you're talking about.
Hey, black men got the vote, got voting rights before women did.
Well, that's true, but does that mean we treat, like, in a day-to-day situation, like, if you have a group of people on the street, who's going to be treated worse, a white woman or a black man? Or a black woman?
That is a different concept?
No, I'm talking about in America in the past 100 years.
That is a different concept because...
No, because it affects them more than the right to vote.
Well, because it's a different kind of treatment that's like, you don't know any better, and therefore we have to shelter you.
Okay.
That is how we treat women in this country.
But we didn't treat black people that way. But in the continuity of the story,
because our
in the continuity of
terrible.
this story,
You know,
there definitely were not.
In
the continuity of the story in Conquest, there definitely was not like apes trying to teach other apes how to be a server in an Olive Garden. Like, that didn't happen. You know, they were all human beings implementing their brute trait on apes. Mm-hmm. So in the continuity of this story, not taking historical context aside, you can see there's a little bit more of an even ground when you have a human being teaching apes.
But also we forgot to mention
principles.
We forgot to mention that all the pets died out.
Oh yeah, the simian flu.
No. The simian flu is the new series.
Didn't they call it the simian flu though?
No.
Did they not? Okay, go. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Go ahead. What did they call it though? I'm gonna look it up.
I don't even think they named it.
You talk.
I don't think they named it.
That's fine. You talk.
So then we have battle, and Caesar has like his domain, you know, he's allowing humans to live with apes so long as they say no. They don't say no.
Extraterrestrial virus.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, it came from Zira and what's his name?
Yeah.
Like. You know.
No, it came from astronauts. Oh, but yeah, probably those astronauts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was later than when they came.
Okay.
It happened like exactly 10 years after Zira and Cornelius were murdered. Astronauts brought back samples from space that contained an extraterrestrial virus. Within months, the world's populations of dogs and cats declined. It didn't have anything to do with them because it happened 10 years after they died.
Which is why you don't see
Bert!
How many times has she talked about Twilight? I want you to see in the comments below.
Once.
Once. Oh, once. Comments below.
Once. The second time you pointed out a mistake that I said. I didn't bring it up.
She's talked about Twilight about 10 times.
I talked about it once.
Yeah, well, you know.
You brought it up.
She's got a sparkly mind.
No, I don't. That is bullshit and you know it.
Alright,
Fuck you.
So we're getting back to Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and so they have the teachers, and then they re-implement the bomb
but that
cult.
scene was great. That scene was beautiful. Not beautiful, but it was like a great character developing scene. You know, where Caesar's son, I can't remember his name, but Caesar's son, like, they're all like supposed to be writing, and they're learning to write, and they learn the first commandment, which is ape shall not kill ape. And Caesar's son writes ape shall not kill Abe, which is the teacher's name, but the teacher doesn't even notice, because like what he says is like, oh, you accidentally made this P a B, like you accidentally changed it. And Caesar's son says, wow, have you been called teacher for so long you forgot your real name? Which is like really touching that this kid even knows like some human's name, but also like he literally says, ha, yeah, you're right, like I I totally forgot that I have a real name. Like, whoa, that's kind of dark. Wow.
And then this same kid is running outside to catch a squirrel and catches the gorillas talking about their plan to murder Caesar.
Yeah, that was way later. And then the gorillas try to kill him.
The gorillas do kill him.
Well, eventually, but it takes a while. He goes into a coma and then he dies.
Yeah, because, like, what, he fell like 20 feet?
Yeah, but, like, that kind of, like, further implements, like, this racism. Like, it kind of does. It really does, because you're basically saying, like, well, way more explicitly in Dawn, but that was a chimp anyway. Like, oh, well, the gorillas, they're not apes. They don't count. Because they're all just brute savages. Because,
hey,
I'm sorry.
Well, the only good human is a dead human.
No, but, like, I'm sorry.
Good human is a dead human.
I'm sorry, but wasn't shit like that sad about black people? Like, didn't that justify slavery? That, like, well, one of the justifications was like, oh, well, they like working. They like being of service. But also wasn't part of it just like they're dumb brutes? Like, we need to put them in their place or else they'll uprise and gain power? Like, I'm sorry, but that was way too on the nose.
Leonardo DiCaprio as Colonel Candy.
That's fiction.
In Django Unchained, there's a scene where he's explaining the mind of a slave and, like, pointing to the parts of the brain and how it's different than a white person and how that makes them submissive.
Oh my God, wow.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But I mean, like, oh, it's just like, it was really dark. Like, it's just like, it's a little uncomfortable, this series, the way they treat gorillas. Like, there's kind of some prejudice towards orangutans, but, like, not nearly as much as the gorillas.
Just out of curiosity, you're in a cage with one of these three. Which would you rather be in a cage with? A gorilla, an orangutan, or a chimpanzee? Which
orangutan! I like their flat faces. I want to touch it. I want to feel their flat faces. I don't know. I think that's cool that they're, like, flat. I don't know. I like it. I think orangutans are pretty. I'm sorry. Is that too naive of me? I think they're really pretty. Chimps are nice too, but chimps can become aggressive when they're older. I think the orangutan's the most passive. But
one thing I want to see
in a Planet of the Apes series,
in a Planet of the Apes movie, but they won't do it because it's too violent, is chimps will literally rip somebody's arm out of their socket and then beat them to death with it.
Yeah. But they, like, in the Planet of the Apes, they established that chimps are pacifists. Like, a few times.
In the original series.
Yeah, in this original series, they established a few times that chimpanzees are pacifists. They kind of try to establish, like, the gorillas will go out and hunt. They might not kill other apes, but they'll go out and they'll hunt humans. But chimps are pacifists. They don't fucking do anything. Which isn't scientifically accurate. But one thing that is actually pretty accurate, we should plug this into the comments. But we saw, like, a podcast earlier that was talking about, like, time travel continuums in different series, like Back to the Future and stuff like that.
There's a thing online where you can actually look at the time travel.
The
time consistencies and alternate universes with the Planet of the Apes and how some lie within the same contingency and some branch out. Like the Tim Burton one is like
doesn't count.
Well, I'm going to talk about that in just a couple minutes. So.
Well, one thing about this series is, like, in the original film, in this podcast, they talk about the original Planet of the Apes, and they say, like, this guy who's, like, a film fan talks to these, like, scientists, like, they have degrees, they're practicing scientists, and they say that Planet of the Apes is actually, like, the closest that we know of to being correct in terms of time travel, where, like, time passes more slowly. Yeah, going into the future. They say that time passes more slowly in the spaceship than it does in the outside world. And that's pretty cool that, like, a movie made in the late 60s was actually, so, as far as we know, still pretty on the nose with that. But they do talk about in later movies, when they talk about time traveling and stuff, like, time is like a highway where, like, you could stay in one lane or you can easily move into another lane and things can change. But really, nothing really changes. Like, going back in time just made things happen. Like, there are some discrepancies in events, like, as they're described, but the basic plot line of how things happened doesn't really ever change.
My question, you know, and we'll get into this later, is this new Planet of the Apes going to go the full fucking route and show how this planet actually turns into the Planet of the Apes? Or
they might just reimagine the whole thing, though.
I'm
not against.
I'm thinking that they're gonna reimagine it.
And I'm okay with that. For this series, they've proven themselves to me. I'll trust them on that.
Yeah, I mean,
I will.
they might want to differentiate themselves. So you know, we'll see. I just hope they don't cop out with you know, not showing the events unfolding later on.
Yeah.
Do you have any more comments on Battle 4?
Battle, yeah, because we've like barely touched on it. Racist girls.
She loves her comments about how gorillas are racist.
Wait, it's kind of uncomfortable. Like, how do you not talk about it? I think it's kind of pussy not to talk about it. But how did it end? I don't remember how it ended. Battle. I know I just saw it. I can't remember the ending.
So it ends with you know, all the kids like together, and then the little girl pushes.
Oh no! What happened? What happened was the gorillas like started leading this manhunt against humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started leading like this manhunt and started like caging them up and shit.
Oh, you're talking. See, I thought you were talking about how does the movie actually end, and I
Well,
was
you gotta
going-
talk about the stuff that leads up to it.
Okay.
But like the gorillas go directly against Caesar's orders, and Caesar is just like, I love how just like how much they played on Caesar just being so grievous about his son, and that's why like everything's going over his head. Made perfect sense. I totally believe that like he doesn't know what the fuck's going on because his son was dying and died.
Yeah.
Like that. I thought that was really well done. But Caesar doesn't really know what's going on. He comes out, he frees the humans. Doesn't he basically say like you're not an ape because you killed an ape? Like they all started saying that like ape shall not kill ape, ape shall not kill ape, ape shall not kill ape, because it comes out that like that one gorilla did intentionally try to kill its son.
You're getting it mixed up with Dawn.
I think I am.
Yeah, you're getting it really
But they
mixed
said
up with
something
Dawn.
like that, right?
No, they said ape shall not kill ape.
That's what I said.
Ape shall. But they didn't. But he never said you are no ape.
No, I know, but like essentially.
Yeah, that's
Essentially, not directly. Essentially.
that's Dawn. That's yeah.
Okay, but they were like, ape shall not kill ape.
All right.
And then
so
what happened to him?
then you know he climbs up the tree. You know the you know, and he's like chasing him like up
right.
the fucking branches.
Right.
And then like you know he just falls off.
Which I think is lame. That's very Disney. That's very Disney. Like, the villain gets their comeuppance, but the hero doesn't directly kill them.
It depends on the Disney movie.
Like what?
Let's see. Disney
Snow White,
movies.
she got struck by a bolt of lightning. I know in Princess and the Frog, the hero didn't directly kill the bad guy.
I'll give you one.
What?
Little Mermaid drives drives.
That was
the
pretty
man
awesome. I love that part.
Into the solar plexus.
But that wasn't the hero. He was
Yeah.
the prince. That's true, and that's probably the most out there that Disney has gotten, like in a more mainstream sense. But that still wasn't. Ariel didn't fucking do anything.
In Beauty and the Beast, did Gaston slip?
Gaston slipped.
Okay.
Gaston totally slipped. Nothing happened. That was not on purpose. Yeah, because the Beast has like this moment where he softens and he's gonna help him, and Gaston just like falls off the edge.
Oh wow! I never. Simba kills Scar.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, he does the full thing. He exacts his revenge on his
Totally
father.
don't even fucking remember
Yeah,
that.
no,
Wow.
like he's like, please let me up, and like Simba like does the claws exactly like his
There
father.
we go. There's one. There's
Yeah, so we
one
got one.
example. One example. But generally, even with that one aside, Disney tends to just do
Shere
that.
Khan never dies in the Jungle Book.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
But in Planet of the Apes, I thought it was a little pussy, but that's okay because ape shall not kill ape. But I just thought it was kind of lame that like the hero kind of drove them out onto that bridge, but didn't necessarily do anything to like push him.
Okay.
Because Planet of the Apes is very good at going balls to the walls. Alright, so let's move on to Burton's. One of Burton's many reimagining failures. First of many. You can talk about it. I don't want to.
Alright, so now we have Planet of the Apes, directed by the once famous, now infamous Tim Burton.
And I love Tim Burton. I've done extensive studying on Tim Burton because he kind of boggles my mind a lot, and I have a lot of respect for him, and I have a lot of hatred for him.
So, a lot of people think that Tim Burton's first failing was Mars Attacks. I personally love Mars Attacks, but
it's exactly the kind of movie he wanted to make.
I can understand some people's qualms with it. Now, Planet of the Apes is not that. First of all, you have Marky Mark crash down on Earth. He's with a test monkey, test chimp. They crash, Marky Mark crash lands on the planet. He's basically Taylor. His character might be Taylor. I have no fucking idea because I don't care.
He's Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Why would you care? Why would you care?
Yeah.
It's Marky Mark.
Anyways, instantly when he comes on, he meets up with humans. They can talk.
They can sing!
Yeah. So they can talk, sing, all that kind of stuff. And then, the whole place is being run by, I think, Caesar. I think Tim Roth's character is Caesar. Which, one thing that I will give the movie is, if you're going to do a movie with makeup, the makeup actually looks pretty decent. The only problem is you don't give a shit about any of the characters.
Yeah. Also,
there's a cameo appearance by Charlton Heston as an ape to that movie. So it's like
which line did he say on that?
Oh, fuck, I can't remember.
I know he didn't say get your filthy paws off me, you damn dirty ape, but did he say like damn you all to hell? Is that the line he said? He said a line from
I think he said like damn us all to hell or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I know he said an original line in that scene.
Well, he was an old geezer at that point. And the movie has weird monkey sex. The movie, the movie is more of like a comedy. Doesn't know what the fuck it is. Also, strangely, every part of the movie takes place at night. Planet of the Apes is not a series that I think of being taken place at night. I guess Tim Burton thought it looked cooler?
Well, he is a creature of the night.
Creature of the night?
Creature of the night! Yeah. Yeah. I love that number! Susan Sarandon is awesome, and that was a sexy song. It was cool.
So, anyways, overall, the movie is god-awful, and then what a twist! He gets the ship working again, and it goes off the Planet of the Apes. It's not actually Earth.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not actually Earth. And so he goes off of the Planet of the Apes, and then he goes flying back into space to go back to Earth, and then he crash lands on Earth, and then all of a sudden, like, cop cars and all this stuff are coming. Then, he's walking up, and then he sees this statue, and then you just go, no, and then you see Ape Lincoln, and you see Tim Roth's character as Abraham Lincoln on the fucking throne or whatever it is. And then you see gorillas with police helmets and guns going, get on the ground now, and stuff like that. It's bad. Okay. And then it ends like that. Planet of the Apes. God. Tim Burton style. Surprisingly, with no pinstripes or swirls.
Yeah. Maybe that's where you went wrong. But honestly, by the sound of it, the ending.
Oh wait, the gorillas had swirls on their helmets.
Oh fuck. Well, there you go. But no, but every tortured insomniac soul knows that like the real pattern to portray your misery and disdain towards life is checkerboard, not squirrel. Even Tim Burton knows that. It's checkerboard. Yeah.
Very profound.
Very profound, yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, from the sound of it, the ending is not horrible. It's not like honestly, it's not as god awful as I was expecting you to say.
Oh,
Because
well,
it basically says like it's kind of a twist ending that goes back on itself, where like, oh, it wasn't Earth like we always thought. Oh, but it was! Like, I mean, but that's not the worst thing.
well, actually, no, it was a different planet, and then
Oh, was it?
the
Like-
Earth is now a planet of the apes. Yeah, it's
oh,
like
so it's just like doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah. It's
I
a
don't want to
stupid-
see it. Like, why would I watch it?
It's a stupid twist ending just for the sake of a twist ending.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do the thing.
All right,
Okay.
so
So the new
now
series.
we have an update. You know, out. You know, for a long time.
Excited.
For a long time, we thought it was dead. You know, we weren't expecting.
We thought
that.
Burton killed it.
We thought Burton killed it. We thought this series was dead. You know, then a little film comes out called Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and it's a much more realistic take on like what an actual ape uprising would look like. You know, but you know, just the start.
So you don't see the Planet of the Apes
Right.
as it is, which is fine.
So you have modern day Earth, and in the beginning of the movie, there's a test
In the
subject
beginning.
named Bright Eyes,
There was a test subject. Bright eyes.
and she's captured, and
Yeah, it's a she. Let's start off by saying that. She, yeah. Emphasizing. It's not a monkey version of Taylor. It's basically Zero. But Bright Eyes
Yeah.
was her nickname that she gave, so it's still her.
it's just a callback.
Yeah.
It's
But I
just
liked
an
it because I
audience.
love Zero.
It's just an audience callback too. So,
But
anyways,
they tied the Bright Eyes into the plot.
so they tie that in, and then she dies protecting her baby when they're trying to inject her with more stuff and take her out of her cage.
Yeah, but nobody knew she was pregnant or that she had a baby, so they thought that her aggression was like a part of the stuff they were injecting her with to make her smarter.
ALZ 112.
Yeah, but one thing that this is such a nitpick. I know that animals are very, very protective of their young. That's fine, and I know she's an ape, and you really more capitalize on the fact like she goes ape shit and what that really means. But like, what happened to make her think her baby was in danger? Like nobody even knew the thing existed. Nobody approached it. Nobody
Well,
touched it.
They did like try to put the thing around her neck and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that was because she was being aggressive.
Mhm.
She was already starting to be aggressive. But so like, what gave her the impression that anything was out to hurt her baby? Unless it was just the fact that she herself was captured and put into solitary. And I know she's smarter, but even that's kind of a stretch.
I don't know. Animals. I mean, to be fair, animals behave in a much different way. You know,
But like
so-
animals are very intuitive, but it's not like before she was aggressive, human beings had any like knowingly negative like we're gonna do these things to you to better ourselves. But like, you know, no one was really like malevolent like
Yeah.
in their approach towards her. Like it was
So-
a little off kilter the way
So-
she just like.
Then we have, I think his name is Dale from Tucker and Dale, which has like, I think his name is Alan Tudyk, and
Alan
what's-
Tudyk?
Alan Tudyk and him are in a movie called Tucker and Dale, and it's
Oh, I
totally
haven't
about
seen
like,
that. I love Alan Tudyk, but I haven't seen it.
it's totally about like rednecks who
Oh God, that's why I haven't seen it. There we
who
go.
get confused for being crazy murderous serial killers that kill people in a
Right.
cabin in the woods. So the other guy, not Alan Tudyk, but the other guy,
Yeah. This would have been a
you know,
very
is
cool movie.
putting all the chimps down, and like he finally has
Poor
enough.
guy. I cannot even imagine doing that.
No.
He has a tough time with it, but like, poor guy.
So James Franco brings the chimp, and he realizes the baby chimp, and he realizes the eyes are green, which is one generation carried of the ALZ 112, which means that he was born with this stuff, so he has a little bit more intelligence than his mother.
Yeah.
Or maybe
one thing I gotta say real quick that he didn't get because he hasn't seen it, but James Franco's father has Alzheimer's, and it's what's his name? John Lithgow. I thought it was hilarious that they had John Lithgow in this movie because he was in Harry and the Hendersons, which was all about basically a giant ape and like a human family housing this giant ape and how that works and doesn't work. So he's kind of reprising. I thought that was the best person you could have possibly picked to have a similar movie. It was hilarious. I loved it. It was awesome. I was kind of geeking out over that. And Ren had no clue because he hasn't seen Harry and the Hendersons, but it was just wow. That was hilarious. I thought that was brilliant.
Wasn't it Sasquatch in that movie?
Oh, it was a Sasquatch. That's what it was. But it was essentially a giant ape.
Okay.
It's close enough.
So he has Alzheimer's, and James Franco decides to test the drug on Alzheimer's, which she had a problem with, but I do have to say...
scientists do that, but I'm just
a lot of scientists do... if you have a problem with a scientist doing something that's outside of the box and, not very scientifically responsible, read scientific history. There are so many fucking science experiments that, shows negligence, shows all this kind of stuff. So, it is not outside of plausibility for him to do that.
Yeah, but what happened with the next strain that they tried to test? He made all the humans sick and die.
Right.
That could have just as easily been the first strain. That could have probably more easily been the first strain.
It could have been the first strain, but
it wasn't.
If you pay close attention, he never used the first strain. I mean, he never used the second strain on
he never intended. No, I know that, but I'm just saying, I know that didn't happen, but he could have. He didn't know.
But he had the tubes with Caesar, then, crushed and then, rolled.
No, I know he never tried the second one on his dad, and I know, that just happened accidentally, it wasn't intentionally tried on humans. But, that could have just as easily happened with the first strain.
Yeah.
Could have just as easily happened. It was less likely it would happen with the second strain since they proved it worked. The first one worked on humans, but,
So then you have young Caesar growing up. He, he has fun with, looking outside, at kids playing and everything like that. And he has his window, which becomes,
the crucifix. It becomes a cross. It becomes kind of a omnipresent.
Well,
calling.
it becomes a symbol. It becomes a symbol for Caesar because that was his connection to the outside world.
It was his connection to hope and understanding and love, which is essentially what a religion is, and that's what the cross is supposed to be.
But as soon as
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I thought it was a great analogy, but that's essentially what it was. And it was even a similar structure.
Yeah. The scene where John Lithgow starts to go into remission is one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the movie.
It is.
Where he has the fork on the other side.
Oh, that Caesar. Scene? Oh, that was beautiful.
And Caesar, Caesar changes it, and then you just start seeing him huffing, in tears.
Yeah.
That scene was pretty powerful.
That scene was amazingly, so subtle, no lines, no exposition. It was beautiful, it was perfect, it was human. I love that part. But then right after that, there's a scene where he breaks a lamp and his stay at home. Oh no, it was before. This is the scene that sets James Franco up to give him the injection. But the stay at home, the hospice nurse, the stay at home nurse says, "I can't handle this. This is all I'm leaving right now. You should take him away. He's crazy." No fucking stay at home nurse would ever do that. No. Hey, breaking a lamp is not that bad.
Yeah. That was the weakest stay-at-home nurse I've ever seen.
That's probably the weakest moment in the movie for me. It's just because they're healthcare professionals. This is what they're supposed to do. So much fucking worse shit than that will happen. But if something needs to happen, they will take care of the situation. They'll approach like the stable person and be like, these are your options. This is what I recommend you do. She's not gonna be like, I'm leaving. No, this is too much. Just fucking take him to mental health. No, that doesn't happen.
I'm sure it's happened in some circumstances.
I'm sure it has, but I just was just like, really? You need to like switch your profession.
Then we have another scene where John Lithgow wants to drive, but you know it's not his car, and the neighbor comes out. He's a pilot, which you know makes a big part of the plot later on.
Yeah.
And he pulls him out of the car, and then he starts pointing at him. One thing that is generally known, if you ever deal with animals, is pointing is offensive to animals. And that's one thing that I really liked about the movie. Like
pointing at animals.
Pointing at animals is really offensive. So Caesar sees the pointing.
Yeah.
And then he gets filled with rage, jumps up, knocks him down, flies in a couple trees, then bites his finger off.
I don't think he bites it off though. I
Yes,
think
he
he
did.
bites it. No, because you don't see the tip of the finger again.
There is a deleted scene where he actually does bite it off.
That's it. It was a deleted scene.
But I also have to tell you that if you pay close attention to the end credits scene, he has a metal finger.
Oh, that's true.
So his finger was bitten off.
Yeah, because when we saw it in theaters, I was trying to pay attention to that scene again, and like you don't see the fingertip, like you don't see what happens to it. But you're right.
But he has
There
a metal
is
finger at
true.
the end, you know, which I'm not going to spoil. Another movie that has a metal finger at the end, but I'll just play the piano and just to be on my happy way.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah.
This was after Caesar like broke into his backyard. The neighbor was probably the weakest character in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like he was just intentionally like bad things happen to him, which is okay because he's a jerk. Very boring, very very boring. Not interesting.
But
I kind of thought they should have played more on Caesar's aggression.
Yeah.
Even more so, like with the not even with the finger coming off, just maybe more incidents, more like maybe more foreshadowing towards it, something, because that's such a prominent thing among apes that Caesar just really doesn't have.
No.
So for the most part.
So you have Caesar go to an animal shelter, and he basically gets shown his place, you know, by the other apes,
And
by
by the
Rocket,
humans.
by Rocket, and by Draco Malfoy.
Oh my god! Was that him?
Yeah.
Wow, was that really? Wow.
Yeah.
I guess like Draco just has that kind of face. You just want to punch. You just can't get any other kind of character.
Yeah. So.
Oh fuck! Wow. Didn't know even. No wonder I hated his guts so much. Wow. Okay.
So James Franco's trying to get the ape back, and then you know Caesar is not fitting in, and he's also getting abused by this.
And he's losing his faith in his original family. Like they show him draw the window. That's like, oh, I want to go home. Like that's my solitude. And just like after a while, he's like, you keep leaving me here. You keep leaving me here. You know what's happening, and you go away. Like I love that part because. Of course, like, there's more complexity to it than that, but of course he would think that.
Yeah.
Even as intelligent as he is, that's what he sees happens. And some of the other apes were named after apes in the original series. Like, there's Cornelia, there's...
Rocket is synonymous to the rocket that falls.
Right.
And
there's, like, a newspaper that talks about the Icarus getting lost in space.
I think Maurice is a new character.
No. Maurice was named after the actor who played Dr. Seuss.
Oh shit!
The actor.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah. And Maurice is an orangutan as well.
No.
So that was more like I don't think you could have named him after Dr. Seuss without it being so explicitly over the head.
Yeah.
So I like that they named after that. I really wish they named a character Roddy though, because Rod Stewart was such a powerhouse in the whole series.
Well,
I wish there was a little bit of tribute.
It's Roddy McDowall.
Roddy McDowall, shoot! Yeah, Roddy McDowall, that's what I meant to say. Rod Stewart was the writer, right? Am I close?
Rod Serling.
Rod Serling. Shit. Yeah. Roddy McDowell. But Roddy, I got that part right. Roddy. Like, I wish there was an ape named Roddy because he was such a powerhouse performer in the whole series. He was so amazing as both Cornelius and Caesar, especially as Caesar.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish there was some reference to him because that was intensely good. I thought he deserved it for sure.
But then he finally finds his own place. He figures out how to unlock the gorilla's cage. And then he puts the one ape that's beating up on him, Rocket, in his place.
Yeah. Without like hurting him or torturing him, he just like kind of is like, you're gonna work for me now, which I thought was really respectable. Then
you have, to me, one of the most powerful moments in the movie when James Franco comes back and he's like, come on, Caesar, let's go. And then Caesar closes the door.
Yeah.
And then,
that was heartbreaking. That was bad. Like,
and then you see him turn around and he just starts crying.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, it hurts him so bad. Like, he has all this hate, but he's lonely and he doesn't know what to do. Like, it's just such a mixed bag of emotions, not just clearly like, you left me, so fuck you, I hate you now.
Yeah.
It was like so much more complicated than that.
And then he notices that the dome has, a place that he can escape.
Yeah.
And
but
then,
he doesn't escape. I love that. He knows he can escape and he doesn't do it right away.
Yeah, he's plotting.
Yeah, he gets out and then he goes back.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that he has the conversations with Maurice with the sign language and everything.
Yeah, but that's one of the things about, like, that's where it really starts with the sign language. It's all done very much in ape style where there's no, like, there's not a lot of the particles and stuff. It's just like, ape stupid, shit like that. Just like simple. I like it. That's all you need. In Dawn, there are parts where the sign language subtitles get really flowery. I was just like, what the fuck is this? It's not what they sound like when they talk. Don't put in the sign language all this extra shit they're not saying.
Right.
Don't do that. But, I mean, that's such a nitpick. That's such a nitpick. It just doesn't sound like the apes.
Well, even. Anyways,
So he's talking to Maurice, he's planning his escape, he's putting everyone like in their social place,
and then
he's taking control.
He gets the ALZ. He gets the ALZ 113.
113. It's the new strain.
Okay. He gets the ALZ 113.
He goes back to his home though.
Yeah, he goes back to his home.
That's kind of
There's that really creepy shot where he's watching them sleep, and then he comes back in, rolls the thing, and then he goes back into his cage. But so we then have Caesar out in the open in the cage. Draco Malfoy comes up, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And then Caesar's just kind of playing around and stuff like that. And, you have the famous line harkening back to the original, "Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!" And then Caesar says his most famous line, "No!"
But I loved it because it didn't sound like no. Like, it was his first word. This is the first word any ape has ever said. It's really guttural. It's like, "Whoa!" I loved it. It was good. It was animalistic. It was great.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you can see his mouth trying to form that word.
Yeah.
Do you want to take all of it?
No,
you want to take all the space?
No, we're equal. Anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, it was just like really guttural and animalistic. I loved it.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then the movie gets pretty awesome. And then the apes bust out. Oh, also, Caesar unintentionally kills him. When he's trying to use his Why do you gotta use Dr. Zayas?
Because he's blonde, like Draco.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So, the apes break out after Caesar unintentionally kills Draco, with the electricity. You're just having fun with my toys, aren't you?
That's what toys are for.
No, you looked at.
Okay. Whatever, come on.
They all break out, and then Caesar.
I mean, that's when they start fighting.
Yeah, I mean they start. You know, they're going to bust out the apes that are being tested on at the factory
They go back to the lab. They go to the zoo. They start bringing out all these apes. So you kind of have. I really like they have like an army that's intelligent apes and unintelligent apes.
All right,
I
and
think
just for the sake of
but they never really
just for the sake of the second movie, we got to talk about Koba.
Okay, yes, but
Koba looks so awesome in this movie. Like,
because he's got the blue eyes, he's got the scars on his face.
Well, he's got the scar.
He's blind in one eye.
Yeah.
He's very blind in one eye.
Yeah.
And you see them test on him, and like you don't see anything bad happen to him, but they say like, oh, bad shit's happened to him, and you see him like adversely react to human contact and shit. So.
Right.
And Koba's a chimp.
Yeah, Koba's a chimp.
Koba's not a gorilla.
Yeah, so they have their uprising, and they're trying to get to the redwood forest.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
so crossing
really,
the San Francisco Bridge.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge, which I kind of hate them using the Golden Gate Bridge as like as a shot in most things, but in this movie it made a lot of sense.
Well, it's a great set piece.
It is. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but usually.
Well, you got the things below, you got the things on the side. Well,
that's what I'm saying is like most of the time when it's a set piece, there's no point for it being the Golden Gate Bridge of all things. It's just famous. But in this scene, it made a lot of sense because you've got monkeys. Yeah, like there was no point to that. That could have been anything. But or an X-Men, or in
oh god.
In Dark Knight. Like I know that was supposed to be like the New York bridges, but that was really like still there was no point. Anyway, in this point, it made a lot of sense because you had.
Well, there was a point in the Dark Knight Rises. Are you fucking kidding me? They blew it up to cut off access.
Well, that was the New York Bridge anyway. That wasn't the Golden Gate Bridge. That was the New York
but you just. Anyways.
No, that's why I said it didn't matter was because it wasn't the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said it didn't matter.
Okay.
But you see like the monkeys swinging on the top. You see them go under the bridge. You see them go across the bridge. Like it made a lot of sense because monkeys climb. Monkeys climb. They're good at that. They love it. So you use something that shows them climbing. Did I say monkeys? Monkey is just a funner word, okay? It's a more fun word. They're apes.
Alright, go to your Kimon corner.
No. Kimon? No.
Monkey!
No, go on. You said that worse than I do, and I'm a girl. But it made sense. I get it, and they really utilized it. It worked. I loved it.
Yeah, so there's like one last battle because like the police come in and then you have that well, and then they have that iconic position similar to the original film, you know, with them lining up.
Yeah.
Then there's the whole battle that takes place, which is a great set piece. What I love is they actually shot on the bridge.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in most movies, like all that would be, you know, green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they actually had the actors and they animated over the actors, and it was.
Which is why it all looks so good and so real, and you get invested in it.
Right.
But there were a few really great moments on the bridge, and actually both of the really good moments that I loved involved gorillas, which was cool. One of them was there's a scene like where like there's a cop on a horse who's like coming at the army, and one gorilla is just like, and just like lifts the horse up and like throws it over. It was awesome.
I don't remember any horses getting thrown out.
Yeah, there were horses.
Yeah.
Because then later the monkeys ride on the horses. They were totally horses. But like this gorilla like overthrows this horse, which was awesome. It shows like their power. But the one scene that I thought was amazing was there's like people in the helicopter and they're trying to shoot at all the apes, and like they're gonna shoot Caesar. And one of the, I thought it was a gorilla, I'm pretty sure it was a gorilla, comes out and like takes the shot for Caesar. Which shows like, of course all the apes more or less are acting in their own self-interest. Like that's all you see, it's like Caesar rewards them, so they follow him. They want power and they want to be treated better, so they have an uprising. But this was like the only act of selflessness that you see any of the apes commit in this movie. And I thought that was brilliant because it shows like their more human nature underneath.
Well,
I just thought that was incredibly touching because you don't see that happen in this movie ever.
yeah.
So I'm talking specifically Rex. I'm not saying series, this movie.
So, one of the things that I love is, so once they get that, there's like one final bout, the gorilla gets killed, you know, but the gorilla, you know, does
the killing of the human, the dick scientist dude in the helicopter,
Oh,
was
yeah.
also pretty good.
who was killed by Koba.
Yeah, killed by Koba. Koba just like, this
Yeah.
is one thing I wish they would use more specifically in this series, is their feet like hands, but this was the only time in the series so far they've done it, is
Yeah.
Koba takes like his foot and like pushes the helicopter. I wish they would utilize that more. I get you couldn't really do that in
I
the
really
original,
wish they could do that with like fighting. That would be kind of
yeah, that would be so cool. Like if they could grab like the branches and then like grab something with their feet, like grab someone's hair or their arm or something, like that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be so cool. I'd love to see them utilize like their feet like hands.
But I mean, that would take away from the actors. You
But
know what I
it's
mean?
such an ape thing.
Well, it's such an ape thing, but it would take away from the motion capture like performances because like humans obviously can't do that. You know, and there is an argument going on about like, you know, like CG actors and stuff like that. How much is them? How much is the animators? You know, which
Yeah, my argument, especially in these movies for Andy Serkis, is that if you literally took away all of the facial movement and only had the eyes of Andy Serkis, which I guess for the most part is not enhanced by the animators, it's so expressive. It's so expressive. Just the eyes, not even putting in any of the muscles in the face.
yeah, I mean, if you watch the side by side parallels, you know, while they're doing the animation, you can see
how much is Andy Serkis, and that's great. And Andy Serkis totally deserves his props. He should get freaking Oscar for amazingness. But yeah, let's really like, why can't we just say that they're all amazing? Why can't we just say Andy Serkis is amazing? The animators are amazing. The animation in both of these movies is amazing.
I think a little bit stronger.
Like, amazing.
I think a little bit stronger in Dawn, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yes,
absolutely. And the one shot in Dawn that everyone's freaking out over. What?
Oh, I said, talk about Dawn later. Like, no.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't gonna specifically say, but the one shot in Dawn.
Like Dawn, like something.
Okay, but the one shot in Dawn that's really good is, to my knowledge, completely CGI. That's all it is just the CGI.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, like, yeah, of course, why can't we just give props to everybody?
Yeah.
Everyone gets a participation ribbon, right? Like, I sound like a first grade teacher, but really, what, like, if everyone puts in to this amazing product, everyone should get credit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a collaborative work. And
it is, like any film, but especially just like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we have Caesar finally gets the apes to the forest.
Right.
And James Franco, you know, comes up to him and says, you know, come on, Caesar, let's go home, you know, because, like, he really loves Caesar like a son.
Yeah. Like, there's so much love between the two of them. It's amazing.
Yeah. And, you know, Caesar holds him close and whispers into his ear, Caesar is home.
And again, it's very, like, rough. It doesn't sound very good, which is good. I love it.
And then Caesar, you know, runs up, you know, and climbs the tree, which I found
a pretty
that
uplifting ending for a Planet of the Apes movie.
For a Planet of the Apes movie, it's the most uplifting ending ever.
Except for Dawn,
No,
which are about the same.
Dawn.
No, Dawn I thought was more uplifting.
You obviously didn't pay attention to the 10 minutes before.
I was too paying attention to that. Don't even say that. I'm talking about the fact that in most of the Planet of the Apes, the very last shot and the very last moment is the darkest in the movie. So I'm talking about the very ending. I'm not talking about the 10 minutes before the ending. I'm talking about the ending. The very last impression you get. And I thought that the one in Dawn was pretty uplifting, that final shot. That's what I'm talking about. So don't tell me I'm not paying attention.
Okay. All right, so out of these,
But then like after that uplifting shot, they show you how the sickness spreads, and then that's pretty dark. That is pretty dark.
Yeah.
And that really is more of the ultimate impression you're left with, and it sets you up for the next movie. So I think in that sense, it does still kind of carry the true vein of Planet of the Apes, where like you show the fucking dick neighbor with the middle finger. He's sick. They show him have symptoms of sickness. You see like his plane fly out all over the world, and you see the sickness spread from there, like that game, like Contagion game, like that video game. Where, like,
I love that game.
Yeah, where the point is to like kill everybody. That's what it looked like. And you see like the whole globe glowing with sickness, and then you see lights go out where everyone's just fucking dying.
Yeah.
Whole cities and regions are just collapsing and dying.
Yeah. So
Pretty dark stuff.
So out of these films, how do you rank them?
Not counting Dawn.
Not okay. So
Because we haven't talked about Dawn yet.
yeah, we're gonna save Dawn for another discussion because I think we both need to see the movie again.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was paying a lot of attention.
I
have a lot I
understand.
want to talk about.
We
I know,
gotta
but
see
like,
it.
how long is it gonna be before we see it again?
I don't know. Soon.
Soon, like we'll go back to theaters, or like we'll
Yeah.
have to wait for DVD. Like,
Yeah, we'll watch it soon.
okay, whatever.
Okay.
So counting Dawn, or not counting Dawn?
We're not counting Dawn.
Okay, not counting Dawn.
So out of these movies, let's rank them. Let's rank them from best to worst.
I mean, it's hard to pick between Planet and Rise because they're very different movies, but also they're both products of the times.
Yeah.
So in
I
our
mean,
modern day, it's really hard to like put them side by side and like truly compare them.
well, I personally like Rise better than Planet of the Apes.
But it's a more modern movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
done in
a more modern
style,
movie.
So it's more to our taste.
It's more to our taste. You know, it's kind of, you
I
know,
think
the
technically-
pacing is a lot
There's
less
just a lot more
egregious.
emotion in it, which I think
Yeah.
gives it an extra edge.
Well, and that's partly because, I mean, while the score for the original is pretty decent, it's not that emotional powerhouse that the newer films have.
I mean, it's partly the music, but I think it's mostly the acting, and a lot of it is the writing. Like, you can tell all the actors are giving it their all, especially John Lithgow and Andy Serkis are just putting so much emotion and heart into their performances.
Yeah.
Best
actors
The
out
best
of
thing
that-
about
the-
Rise is that in our,
Rise.
the best thing about Rise for me is that in our modern day, I know I'm gonna say it, Transformers blockbuster style movie where it needs to be longer, and that's what's more important than actually having plot, and then you just have like all this stretching out, and you lose character, and you don't get what you want out of the plot, and it just feels like it's going on way too long. This movie was 130 minutes, and it was everything you wanted, you weren't missing it, and there was a lot of character.
Yeah.
And I think that just your involvement with the characters is going to be a lot more so than in Planet. And I hate to say it, but technically I think it's a better movie just because we have the technology now. The makeup, of course, was great, but there were a lot of things that they were able to do better, like the
makeup artist on
fighting.
that?
I don't know, but they're
I thought you
genius.
said you had a makeup kit from this.
Oh, that's right, Ben Nye. Ben
Yeah.
Nye. That's who it was. Yeah. That's right. You're right. Like, it was genius. It was absolutely genius. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm even talking about like the fighting and the captivity. Like, if you compared Caesar in captivity versus Taylor in captivity, which was more compelling?
I'm gonna be in the minority with you on this one, but I'll actually say Taylor because it's.
Oh, I thought
it's a
Caesar
flip.
in captivity was a lot more compelling.
I think it's a flip side. You know, this flip side of like you had everything and, you know,
But
like
you
you were
had
on the top of the
Caesar.
world. Yes, you were on the top of the world, but now you're a nobody. You can't even freaking talk.
Yeah.
You have your vocal cords like you're trying to communicate. You're trying desperately to communicate like, hey, look, here's what the fuck's going on. Like, listen to me, but you can't fucking. I don't know. I found that really compelling.
I could feel that with Caesar though. Whenever his owners were around, like that's one of the things was it wasn't as constant. But whenever his arms were around, you could see it in his eyes and his expressions. Like, they're hurting me. I don't like this. I want to go home.
No.
So I feel like you could really